Within 30 minutes, a spirit of betrayal will rise. Archangel Michael orders you to remain silent. This is not an ordinary hour, nor is this message meant for the casual ear. The heavens have opened a time window, one marked by the intensity of divine timing and sacred urgency. Within 30 minutes, a phrase that may seem fleeting to the flesh is thunderous in the spirit. It is a warning, a declaration, and a summons. Within these next moments, there will be a stirring not in the wind, nor in the sky, but deep within the realm of relationships, words, and motives. Archangel Michael, heaven's most militant protector and commander of celestial armies, has sounded the alarm. His sword is unsheathed, not to strike with noise, but to defend with silence. This is a message encrypted in divine discernment. A betrayal is approaching, not loud, not chaotic, but quiet and cloaked in familiarity. It is not coming from afar. It is not coming from those who oppose you publicly. It is rising silently, wrapped in the garments of trust, cloaked in the smiles of those who have shared your secrets, who have dined at your table, who have spoken your name with affection. And yet beneath their praise lies a snare. Their hands are clean, but their intentions are poison. The spirit of betrayal moves like a shadow, whispering in places where your name is not protected. This betrayal is not allowed by heaven to destroy you. It is permitted to reveal you. It is allowed so that your obedience may speak louder than your opinion. For in this hour, it is not your defense that will preserve you, it is your divine silence. Silence is your shield. Silence is your sword. Silence is your strategy. And Archangel Michael is not asking. It is a command from the heavenly courts. Remain silent. For what you speak now could be twisted, and what you defend now would be used to accuse you. Silence is your alignment. Stillness is your safety. And understand this. This word is not for everyone. This is not a word for those who live by the flesh, who crave attention, who react without restraint. This is for the spiritually alert. This is for the watchers, the intercessors, the hidden ones, the chosen who can feel a shift before it speaks. You have felt it, haven't you? The unease, the tension, the subtle turning of energy when a certain person enters the room, the quick switch in tone, the carefully worded messages, the sudden change in affection. That is the warning. That is the whisper of heaven telling you, be still. A celestial shift has already begun. You are not stepping into it. You are already inside it. The veil is lifting. The atmosphere is thinning. The angelic realm is active, and Archangel Michael has taken his position. His wings are not flared in battle. They are wrapped around the chosen. His sword is not slashing through noise. It is silencing the air, creating a divine hush so heaven can work. You are being called into stillness not as a retreat, but as a revelation. What heaven is doing will not be loud. What heaven is exposing will not be debated. It will be unveiled in divine timing, and your silence is the proof that you trusted the process. So in the next 30 minutes, watch. Observe. Resist the urge to respond. Stay quiet, stay hidden, stay covered. Because when betrayal rises, only the silent are protected. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. Archangel Michael speaks now, not with the softness of comfort, but with the roar of divine urgency. He has drawn his sword not against nations, but against whispers. Not against enemies that stand before you with swords, but against friends who smile while they conceal knives beneath their garments. The next 30 minutes, yes, the next breath, the next moment, holds the weight of heavenly consequence. In this time-sensitive spiritual climate, your silence is not simply preferred, it is sacred. It is your shield. It is your defense. It is your divine weapon. Hear the word of the Lord through the voice of his archangel. Remain still. Do not speak. Do not explain. Do not defend. The war is not against flesh, and the weapon now is not the tongue, but the silence. You must know, beloved one, that heaven never gives a command without reason. In the invisible realm, there is motion. There is plotting. There is positioning. There is a subtle ambush unfolding behind your back, and the weapon they plan to use are not swords. It's your own words. A spiritual ambush has been designed. It comes not through open confrontation, but through the careful orchestration of a familiar voice, one you have trusted, perhaps even loved. There is a conversation being constructed in the shadows, and the spirit of betrayal is writing its script. This spirit does not shout, it smirks. It waits. It listens. It studies your patterns. It plans your downfall not with chaos, but with craft. His betrayal is close. His betrayal knows your rhythm, and it's waiting for you to speak so it can twist what you say. Michael declares, be still. Be silent. Be unseen. In these moments, the silence is not cowardice, it is courage. It is the restraint of the righteous. It is the obedience of the wise. This is not a battle where noise will rescue you. This is not a moment where explaining yourself will protect you. Your words are under surveillance. Your breath is being monitored. Heaven has allowed the watchers to watch, but heaven is wishing the watchers. And Archangel Michael has drawn a line in the spirit realm. Those who remain silent shall be shielded. Those who speak carelessly shall suffer. You are being tested, but not in the way you expected. This test is not about power. It is about poise. It is not about confrontation. It is about containment. It is not about reaction. It is about restraint. What heaven is watching is not how strong your voice is, but how silent your spirit can become when fire surrounds you. This silence is not weakness. It is your war stance. And in the next 30 minutes, everything in the natural will try to pull words from you. Resist. Everything around you will itch for a response. Resist. There will be temptations to clarify, to correct, to confront. Do not move. Do not speak. Your silence is your sword. And make no mistake, there will be consequence if divine stillness is broken. For when you move outside of the timing of heaven, you become vulnerable. When you speak outside of divine instruction, you become exposed. This is why Michael speaks now with urgency. Remain hidden. Remain covered. Let your silence become the altar where angels war on your behalf. You are in the eye of a spiritual ambush, and heaven has granted you this message not to scare you, but to shield you. This silence is not punishment. It is protection. In this stillness, the angels are moving. In this hush, heaven is at work. In this quiet, justice is preparing her sword. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1516 is now activated. Something has felt off, hasn't it? You've noticed the shift, but couldn't put words to it. The people who once laughed with you now seem distant. The ones who celebrated your victories have grown silent. The ones who used to lean in now look away. This isn't paranoia. This is prophetic perception. Your spirit has detected what your mind couldn't yet explain, and that inner unrest you've been wrestling with. that quiet dread that creeps into your heart when certain names appear on your screen or certain people walk into the room. That's the shadow of betrayal. It's not loud. It's calculated. It doesn't attack. It observes. It doesn't yell. It whispers through actions. There are eyes watching you, and ears listening, not with love, but with strategy. They want your words. They want your emotions. They want your voice to be your trap. You are surrounded not just by people, but by motives. And some of those motives are veiled. They come dressed in concern. They ask questions with soft tones but hidden intentions. They offer advice, not to guide, but to gather. They want information, not to protect you, but to prepare your downfall. And perhaps you've already begun to sense it. They've been acting different lately. You've said it under your breath. You've felt it in your spirit. You notice the change, the delays in response, the increase in questions, the subtle shade, the faint distance. These aren't coincidences. They are the signs of shifting loyalties. The spirit of betrayal hides itself in the familiar. It walks with you before it wounds you. It waits until your back is turned. It waits until you feel safe, then it strikes. But Michael urges you, don't react. This is not your time to investigate or confront. This is your moment to observe. Reflect. Rewind your recent interactions. Play back the conversations in your memory. What did they really mean? Why did they say that? What were they hoping you'd respond with? The trap was already baited. Your spirit knows it. Trust that inner nudge. And here's the prophetic insight. Betrayal always feels like confusion before it's exposed as clarity. The enemy doesn't show up with a sword in daylight. He arrives at your dinner table with a smile. He kisses your cheek in public. He knows your schedule. He uses your past. He mimics concern. But heaven is not fooled. And you must not be either. This moment of emotional disruption is necessary. It is not to break you, but to awaken you. What's been stirred in your spirit is divine agitation. It's heaven whispering. Do not ignore the signs. Do not explain away the inconsistencies. Do not suppress the discernment that keeps tugging at your heart. For what you sense is real. What you feel is warning. What you perceive is truth peeking through shadows. Archangel Michael reminds you, stillness is sight. Silence is strategy. If you stay silent, heaven will show you what they cannot hide. Let the watchers speak. Let them reveal themselves. Let them grow comfortable in your quiet. Because in that quiet, you are gathering not gossip, but glory. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am hidden in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3321 is activated and covering your name. This moment you are in is not random. It is not emotional instability, nor is it a coincidence birthed by human misunderstanding. This is spiritual warfare in disguise. This is divine tension unfolding in silence. And you must understand the lens through which heaven sees it. What you are experiencing is not just interpersonal conflict. It is a test of spiritual alignment. Is that trauma? Is destiny in disguise? What you call confusion, God calls separation. What feels like betrayal is actually divine filtration. And what seems like chaos is actually covenant protection. Archangel Michael speaks clearly now. This is not the time to fix what heaven is severing. You were never meant to fight this battle with your voice. You were never meant to convince someone to keep loyalty that was never truly planted. You were never meant to bleed defending your own name. Is silence, is holy silence, is your offering. It is your obedience. It is your evidence of trust in heaven's timing. The spirit of betrayal does not show itself until destiny is near. Have you not noticed? Right before the breakthrough, relationships begin to shake. Right before elevation, confusion visits your circle. This is the pattern of heaven's filtering. And you, beloved, are being refined not just for protection, but for promotion. Your silence is not just saving your peace, it is preparing your position. In the spirit realm, there are watchers assigned to your journey. But there are also watchers watching the watchers. The ones who monitor your movement. The ones who dissect your speech. The ones who mimic care while investigating your vulnerability. They are being observed by heaven. Archangel Michael himself has been assigned not to clear your name in public, but to protect your name in the spirit realm. While they plot, he guards. While they gossip, he seals. While they plan, he watches. Heaven is not absent. It is acutely attentive. You must refrain how you see betrayal. Do not mourn the loss of the disloyal. Celebrate the revealing. For what has been revealed can no longer sabotage you in secret. Heaven exposed it not to shame them, but to save you, to protect your peace, to remove the leak, to reroute the blessing. What they tried to manipulate, heaven will now multiply. Michael says this to you now, with fire in his voice. Your restraint is your authority. You do not lose power by walking away. You do not become weak by staying silent. You rise. You increase. You expand. Because restraint is not passivity, it is possession. It is you proving to heaven that you can be trusted not just with the blessing, but with the discipline that sustains it. Chosen ones are always betrayed first. Joseph was betrayed before the palace. Jesus was betrayed before the cross. And you, yes, you, are standing in the middle of that same tension. You are chosen. You are anointed. And that anointing has attracted both angels and adversaries. But remember this, only the chosen are betrayed, because only the chosen carry what the enemy fears. Heaven is weighing hearts right now, in the silence. Not in how well you clap back, not in how strongly you argue, but in how quietly you trust. The weighing is occurring in the moments you choose not to text back, not to post the truth, not to defend what heaven already knows. That silence, costly as it is your proof of alignment. Your heart is being weighed like gold. And if you remain still, you will be proven worthy of what comes next. Type "I am aligned" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 4444 is surrounding your name now. The hour has now darkened. The shift is no longer coming. It is here. What was brewing in the background is beginning to take form. The words have already been drafted. The conversation is already being rehearsed. Someone, familiar, trusted, once beloved, is preparing to set a trap, and they are counting on your reaction to activate it. Heaven warns you with a thundering whisper. You will be invited into a conflict. Do not go. You will be summoned. Maybe by text. Maybe by call. Maybe in person. But make no mistake. This is no invitation to resolve. This is a strategy to entrap. They want your words. They want your energy. They want to lure you into a false peace that conceals an ambush. But heaven says, decline the invitation. Refuse the bait. Retreat into silence. In the next 72 hours, your words can neither be a shield or a sword used against you. The betrayal is not merely emotional. It is legal in the spirit realm. What you say can and will be used to twist, to tangle, to trap. The conversations they want are not for reconciliation. They are for recording. They want your confession, not your restoration. They want you angry, not anointed. You not give them what they seek. You will feel pressure. You will feel urgency. They will make it seem like you're overreacting. They will use charm. They will use guilt. They may even come with apologies designed to disarm you. But discernment is your survival. You must see through the performance. Not all apologies are sincere. Some are scripts. Some are tactics. Some are spiritual manipulations cloaked in emotional theatrics. Archangel Michael warns with intensity, do not open the door. Do not open the conversation. Do not open your spirit to the deceiver. There is a reason heaven is telling you to be still. Because the next 72 hours are a courtroom in the spirit. Angels are testifying. Demons are accusing. And your silence is the only sound heaven will accept as evidence of obedience. Speak prematurely, and you override your own defense. Remain silent, and you win without lifting a finger. You've asked for clues. Heaven gives veiled insight. The betrayer is someone you've recently felt uneasy around. The shift was subtle. Their tone, their timing, their curiosity, it changed. There was a question they asked that made your heart pause. There was a look in their eye that felt colder than usual. You felt it, and you ignored it. But heaven brings it back to your memory now, not to breed suspicion, but to awaken discernment. You are not crazy. You are not sensitive. You are spiritually aware. And though you may feel anxious, do not fall into paranoia. This is not about fear. It is about forewarning. God never reveals to intimidate. He reveals to instruct. You are being given eyes to see and ears to hear. And the instruction is simple. Do not engage. Let heaven expose what your voice would only entangle. Let angels go where your emotions cannot. Let the divine uncover what your defense would only hide. This is your hour to disappear into the silence and watch your enemies reveal themselves by their own words. The trap they've set will be the snare that catches their own feet. Archangel Michael stands over you. His wings are your cover. His sword is your silence. You are shielded by stillness. And in this divine hush, the betrayer will be uncovered, not by you, but by heaven. Type I am covered in the comments if this message is for you. Blessing code 1777 has surrounded you. Remain in divine silence. The battle is not yours, and the weapon is not your mouth. The time has come for you to lay down the urge to be understood, to silence the cry for clarity, and to rise instead in quiet power. The voice of Archangel Michael comes again, not as a whisper, but as a trumpet of command. The battle belongs to the Lord, not your lips. You've been conditioned by this world to believe silence is surrender, that to keep still is to be weaker, that if you do not speak, you have forfeited power. But heaven writes that lie with divine truth. Silence is your sanctuary. Silence is your sword. In stillness, the angels are released. In quiet, the warfare is won. Archangel Michael is not ordering stillness to suppress you, but to shield you. Your restraint is not submission to evil. It is alignment with the heavenly plan. This moment is sacred. It is a divine hush where heaven is at work. And while your flesh may crave the last word, your spirit knows better. For the angels do not war in chaos, they war in calm. They do not respond to your arguments, they respond to your alignment. You must now speak differently, not to others but to heaven. Instead of answering betrayal, answer the altar. Declare these phrases, silently or aloud, to protect your atmosphere. I am covered. I am hidden. I am sealed by heaven. My silence is a weapon. My restraint is a roar in the spirit. When these affirmations echo from your soul, they become keys that unlock divine fortresses of protection around you. Every time you refuse to explain yourself, an angel is dispatched. Every time you hold your tongue, heaven releases a new layer of covering. Michael instructs you to fast. Not food, but reactions. To fast from the desire to respond. To fast from defending your character. To fast from emotional outbursts that dismantle your authority. This fast is different. It is not a sacrifice of appetite, but a sacrifice of impulse. When you fast from reaction, you feast on discernment. And discernment is your lifeline in this hour. Silence is not passive, and prophetic. It speaks louder than any argument could. It shifts rooms without you entering them. It answers questions without you responding. It shifts accusations into ashes. For what man thinks he can use to destroy you, heaven uses to deliver you. Every time you remain still, the heavens record it as wisdom. And wisdom is the seat of divine favor. Michael urges you now, begin to spiritually document, not emotionally react. Observe the patterns. Watch their words. Track the time-ons. Record what is said, but do not respond. Because in a few days, what you document now will become evidence in your favor. Heaven will build your vindication from what you preserved in silence. There is a moment coming, soon, where God will replay this entire betrayal publicly, not to shame you but to honor you. Because those who keep silent under pressure are those heaven can exalt without pride. The Lord exalts the humble, and there is no greater humility than refusing to scream when injustice knocks. Stay hidden. Let your posture speak. Let your stillness testify. Let your lack of reply announce your trust in divine justice. The angels encamp around those who trust, not those who explain. And Archangel Michael, warrior of heaven, is encamped now around you. Type I am shielded in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2882 is sealed over your spirit. You're no longer the one who reacts at every rumor. You're no longer the one who pleads for understanding from those who never intended to honor you. You're no longer the open book to eyes that read only to dissect. No. You have shifted. You have risen. You have entered the silence, and in that silence, you have reclaimed your voice. Archangel Michael speaks with triumph now, not warning. You're no longer easy to manipulate. The storm has not consumed you. The betrayal has not broken you. Instead, it has unveiled your deeper strength. You are being transformed, not into a louder version of your past, but into a more powerful version of your purpose. What was meant to crush you has clarified you. You now see what you once excused. You now recognize what you once tolerated. Betrayal has a strange way of bringing vision into sharp focus. And now, you fly like the eagle, above the noise, above the whispers, above the crowd. The eagle does not engage in the screams of crows. It soars. It separates. It elevates. And you, chosen one, are no longer in the pit of reaction. You are rising on wings of wisdom. There is a hidden fire inside you, ignited by silence. What you did not say became your sanctification. What you withheld became your consecration. This is more than empowerment. It is transfiguration. You are not who you were. You are not as vulnerable. You are not as accessible. Heaven has hidden you in plain sight. Your enemies think they can still reach you, but they can't find the doorway anymore. Silence sealed it. This is the death of emotional dependency. This is the end of performing peace for people who are secretly hoping you fall. You have broken the need to be liked by those who plan to leak your secrets. You no longer answer out of fear. You respond out of discernment. This is maturity. This is fire-born power. This is the reward of silence. Now say it with me. This silence is me reclaiming my voice the right way. Not through shouting, not through proving, but through positioning. You're not talking to be heard. You're aligning to be used. God is about to use the silence you kept to speak volumes into places your feet haven't even touched yet. You become an echo of heaven. You are no longer a participant in the war on words. You are a general in the realm of wisdom. Your discernment now speaks before your mouth ever opens. Your presence now walks in before your name is mentioned. This is divine empowerment. And the betrayal. It was a crucible. It burned away the noise and revealed the gold. Stand tall in your stillness. You are not shrinking. You are being shaped. Heaven is fitting you for authority. Earth is catching up with your elevation. And the very ones who betrayed you will see you rise without retaliation. Type "I am rising" in the comments if this message confirms your spirit. Blessing code 7017 is guiding your elevation. Hear now the voice of revelation through Archangel Michael. What you thought was an attack was actually alignment. What you mistook as punishment was preparation. What looked like rejection was heaven's redirection. This betrayal, this sting that wrapped itself around your peace, was not a mistake. It was allowed. It was orchestrated. It was written into your scroll so that the leak could be exposed before your next level was unlocked. Yes, heaven saw it all. The conversations behind your back. The manipulation masked as mentorship. The so-called friends who only clapped when you were beneath them. But when heaven is preparing to elevate you, it exposes what cannot go with you. The exposure is not for destruction. It's for distinction. Heaven marks this betrayal not to break your heart, but to clear your path. Michael proclaims, your next level required a severing. You could not bring them with you. Their loyalty was an illusion. Your alignment was artificial. And had you moved forward, with them still close, they would have turned your blessing into bondage. They were not assigned to your future. They were assigned to your lesson. Their betrayal was the final confirmation that God is shifting you. Let this settle deep within you now. You were not rejected. You were revealed to yourself. You have seen your capacity to endure. You have seen your maturity in silence. You have seen your resilience under fire. And heaven has seen it too. The silence you kept was heard in the spirit. It echoed through angelic realms as obedience. It became a fragrance at the feet of the Most High. You didn't just survive the betrayal. You were promoted through it. Do not look for restoration in places where God has released separation. This betrayal was not personal. It was prophetic. Heaven wrote it before they even knew your name. And now, the shift has begun. Promotion is not coming. It is here. The weight on your shoulders is the mantle being transferred. The change in your atmosphere is the angels making room. Michael declares, you are stepping into visibility without vulnerability. You are entering glory without gossip. You are crossing into increase without needing to explain how you survived. You were covered while they conspire. You were hidden while they hunted. And now, heaven is announcing your arrival. A divine shift is in motion. The silence you kept was the seed. And now the harvest is being commanded to sprout. Expect unusual favor. Expect sudden clarity. Expect doors to open that you never knocked on. Expect conversations to turn in your favor without your presence. Because heaven has gone before you. They thought they were silencing you. But all they did was confirm you. The very rejection they used to shame you, God is using to name you. You are no longer seen as wounded. You are known as wise. You are no longer chasing circles of acceptance. You are standing in arenas of purpose. And the silence that once felt like punishment, it has become the womb of your promotion. Let the spirit that betrayed you now watch as you rise. Not in pride, not in vengeance, but in divine authority. This is not your retaliation. This is heaven's vindication. You were chosen to be silent so God could be loud. And now, His voice will thunder over your life with blessings the betrayers cannot block. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $50. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am shifting in the comments if this message belongs to you. Blessing code 888 is now releasing divine promotion. Now, chosen one, lift your head. The betrayal is behind you. The silence is complete. The revelation has come. And before you stands an open gate, an invitation into purpose, a call into clarity, a moment marked by heaven. This is not just an ending. This is your activation. This is the second birth, the one where purpose roars louder than pain. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of your next season, sword lifted high, his voice like thunder shaking the chambers of delay. Declare who you are in heaven, not in fear, not in trauma, not in response to betrayal, but in divine identity. Say it with your spirit, not your mouth. Speak it in your walk. Proclaim it with your stillness. You are not who you were before this betrayal. You are not the same vessel that walked into the storm. You are the refined, the trusted, the sealed. And now, declare it within. This is my separation for acceleration. Let the old ties break completely. Let the former words dissolve. Let the need to be seen be replaced with the desire to be sent. You are no longer begging for seats at broken tables. You are building thrones of destiny. You do not need permission from man. You have a mandate from heaven. Every step you take from this moment forward must carry the fragrance of divine purpose. Walk differently. Move with precision. Think with heaven-born strategy. For you are now aligned. And when alignment hits your life, downloads from the Spirit begin to flow. You'll begin to receive clarity in your dreams, instructions in your prayer time, favor in places you never sowed. This is the power of divine alignment. Michael speaks over you now. Heaven is waiting for your yes. Not a yes to noise. Not a yes to compromise. A yes to protection. A yes to the narrow way. A yes to divine stillness. Say it in your heart. Yes, Lord, I choose silence over chaos. I choose clarity over company. I choose protection over popularity. And as you choose the silence, doors will begin to open. Not because of your effort, but because of your obedience. Silence has aligned you. Obedience has activated you. And destiny has now identified you. You are no longer among the many. You are among the marked. Let this be known. Every act of silence had been recorded in heaven as surrender. Every moment you didn't speak was written as trust. And now those records are triggering open gates. Gates of new assignments. Gates of restored identity. Gates of divine relationships. Destiny has been waiting for you to arrive in silence so it could speak loudly in your favor. This is your divine command. Step forward in stillness, and the ground will shift beneath your feet. Walk in silence, and the atmosphere will adjust for your presence. Do not explain, execute. Do not react, ring. Type "I am activated" in the comments if this is your moment. Blessing code 5555 is unlocking divine doors now. Something sacred happened when you said nothing. Something powerful began to shift when you remained still. What you could not see with natural eyes, heaven recorded with divine precision. The silence you offered was not ignored. It was transacted. You may not have realized it, but every second you kept your mouth shut, every moment you chose stillness over revenge, every time you resisted the urge to defend yourself, a spiritual exchange took place. Archangel Michael unveils the hidden realm to you now. He lifts the veil and says, "Behold what was done on your behalf." While betrayal wrapped itself around your name, the angels surrounded your soul. While your enemies thought your silence was weakness, the courts of heaven were issuing new decrees. Every tear you cried in silence triggered a divine transaction. Your tears were not wasted. They were scrolls. They carried your pain into the presence of God and were laid before the throne. There, before the ancient gates, your name was spoken in truth. The accusations of men were silenced by the testimony of your surrender. Michael stood over the altar with his sword pointed to the accuser and declared, "This one is covered. This one remained silent. This one trusted heaven instead of self." And in that moment, heaven made an exchange. Your sorrow for security, your hurt for honor, your silence for supernatural recompense. There are scrolls being unsealed now. There are decisions being finalized in your favor. The betrayal may have delayed your name in the mouths of people, but it accelerated your name in the halls of heaven. What was lost is being restored in forms you cannot imagine. It is not only relationships being recalibrated, it is territories being reassigned. Angels are now delivering what you should have received long ago, had your name not been tampered with by betrayal. And there are whispers, divine whispers, being released even now. Whispers that are traveling through the spirit realm like fire in dry grass. These whispers carry your name into rooms your feet have not touched. These whispers are assigning your favor to people who have the power to shift your entire direction. And it all happened not when you spoke, but when you refused to speak. You must know this. Silence is not an activity in the kingdom. It is intercession. It is surrender. It is trust in a justice system that cannot be bribed. When you chose silence, you stood before the courts of heaven and allowed the King to speak for you. And now, heaven is repaying what was stolen in the betrayal. Not just your name, but your virtue, your time, your energy, your peace. Michael says this clearly now. Your name is being cleared while you sleep. Even in rest, heaven is active. The one who never slumbers has taken up your case. The one who searches hearts has read the motives. The one who lifts the humble is about to exalt you without explanation. The exchange has already begun. There are angels moving right now. Divine carriers assigned to deliver what was rightfully yours. You will not have to beg. You will not have to plead. What was yours is returning with interest. There is no need to chase what heaven is commanding to find you. and the ones who misjudged you. They will witness your rising, not because you forced it, but because God offered it. This is the silent exchange. This is the divine reward. This is justice unseen by men but undeniable in manifestation. Type I receive the exchange in the comments if you believe this word. Blessing code 6262 is unlocking hidden recompense. Now hear the final thunder of this message. Heaven has issued the decree. The betrayal has been judged. The silence has spoken. And now, Archangel Michael declares with fire and finality, the scales have tipped. Justice is here. Heaven has judged the betrayer, not with wrath, but with exposure. What was done in shadows is now being dragged into the light. Not because you revealed it, but because God has ruled on your behalf. The silent one, the still one, the obedient one. You have become the weapon heaven used to overthrow deceit. You didn't fight the battle, but your silence did. And now, the divine reversal begins. What was twisted will be straightened. What was corrupted will be cleansed. What was taken from you will be returned, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You didn't retaliate. So now, God is about to restore. You didn't scream. So now, heaven is about to shout on your behalf. You didn't break the silence. So now, God is about to break the limitations. Michael shouts, watch how I flip the script. Those who believed the lie will now question the source. Those who turned away will now return in awe. Those who misread your silence will now witness your promotion. This is not petty revenge. This is divine reversal. This is spiritual justice. This is the law of sowing and reaping in full manifestation. And hear this. Your vindication will not be subtle. It will not be a whisper. It will not be private. Heaven is orchestrating a public reversal. Not because you need revenge, but because you need to be repositioned. And heaven is making sure nothing blocks the blessing anymore. You are stepping into a season where even your enemies will be at peace with you, not because they repented, but because God rewrote your surroundings. You will see the fruit of this silence. You will taste the goodness of your restraint. You will wear the garments of royalty tailored in the fire of betrayal. You will no longer walk with your head down. Your name is clean. Your future is open. Your circle is refined. You are no longer in the shadows. You are standing in the spotlight of divine justice. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them wonder how you rose so quietly. And when they ask, you won't have to say a word. Your life will speak. Your elevation will echo. Your breakthrough will answer for you. For those who remain silent, heaven moves loud. And heaven has moved. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am vindicated in the comments if this word confirms your justice. Blessing code 9999 is now activated in your atmosphere. And now, beloved one, it is finished. The silence you kept did more than protect you. It summoned heaven's justice. It opened scrolls. It eroded betrayal. It rewrote the narrative. The very breath you withheld in discipline became the sound heaven used to war in your defense. You did not crumble. You did not retaliate. You did not allow the wound to become your weapon. Instead, you allowed heaven to fight for you. And because of that, the final blessing is being poured. Archangel Michael speaks now with calm, steady power. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. What was once chaos is now clarity. What was once danger is now destiny. And what tried to break you has become the very stone upon which God is building your next level. The tables have turned. The noise has ceased. And your reward is being unlocked, one divine confirmation at a time. So now receive this short but weighty blessing. May your mouth be protected by wisdom. May your spirit be guarded by peace. May your path be marked by purpose. May your next chapter be written in silence but read by nation. You are not coming out of this wounded. You are coming out of this wise. The betrayal that came was not your downfall. It was your doorway. The silence you held was not your weakness. It was your strength. The restraint you showed was not passivity. It was power. And the stillness you stood in was not avoidance. It was alignment. You are no longer who you were when this began. You have crossed over. You have evolved. You have emerged. So now, with the final trumpet of divine instruction, heaven declares over you, rise. Rise not in retaliation, but in revelation. Rise not in noise, but in knowing. Rise not in bitterness, but in brilliance. You are covered. You are carried. You are called. This is your silent ascent. Do not look back. Do not try to explain. Do not water down your wisdom to make others comfortable again. You are not required to return to the place where betrayal was birthed. Walk forward. Heaven has cleared the path. Now go. Go in power. Go in purpose. Go in peace. The betrayal was necessary. The silence was sacred. The shift has come. Now rise, in silence, in power. Type I am sealed in the comments if this final word is yours. Blessing code 3030 is closing this season with glory.